welcome to my channel. I'm Chiara, and in today's video I'm going to talk about different treatments I have tried on my right arm and what's worked and what hasn't. So if you don't know, when I was 2 and 10 months I suffered a stroke resulting in right side hemiplegia, and I will link a full video about my disability here and down below if you want to go watch it. And if you like these kind of videos and you want to learn more about my disability and learn more about how I do one-handed tasks, and you might want to see more of me, please consider subscribing. The subscribe button will be below. So now let me tell you different treatments I have tried on my arm and what's worked and what hasn't. First off, before I tell you the things I've tried, these are the things that I have tried, and the majority of them haven't worked for me. But just because they haven't worked for me doesn't mean they won't work for you. And I just wanted to tell you that because I've tried a lot of different things with helping my arm and helping the movement in my arm and everything over the years, because I had my stroke at 2 years old. But I just wanted to tell you, just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. So first I just wanted to say that. So the first thing I had when I first had my stroke when I was very young was medicine, and I had to have that 3 times a day. I can't remember what it was called, and my mum couldn't when I asked her, but if we find the paperwork, I'll insert a, what do you call it? I'll write it on the screen. That's the word I'm saying. I'll write it on the screen. So that's what I had. So I had medicine first off, and that didn't really work for me, so they stopped that. And they tried a lot of different medication, and that didn't really work, so they decided against that. And they tried that probably from the age of about, I want to say, obviously 2 and 10 from when I had my stroke, so about 3 until, maybe I was up until like 9, 10, 11. Because I don't think I had medication when I went to secondary school. It was mainly all in primary school I tried the medication. So yeah, maybe like 11, maybe just in primary school. So from the age of like 3 till maybe 11 is when I tried medication. But unfortunately that didn't really work for me. It didn't have a lot of success. So then another thing we tried over years was physio, and I tried physio, and I tried many different physios. Physio, it was kind of like I did it when I was younger, and then as I got older I didn't really want to do it because it wasn't cool. And then as I got older I kind of did it. I kind of like stopped. I stopped when I was in secondary school. We stopped having physio because we had tried everything and that didn't really have a lot of success either, so that didn't really work. But now where I go and have Botox, they like you to have physio alongside your Botox to help your arm. They like you to do physio alongside. So I have started redoing physio now, but for a long time, probably again throughout secondary school, I didn't do physio either, and then when I went to college I didn't do secondary school, and then when I went to university I didn't do physio either. I meant physio. I think I said secondary school, but I meant physio. So I didn't do physio for a bit, but I did do it when I was younger, and it did work, but also my muscles just got tighter and it just didn't really help. So, and obviously, you know, if you've been watching my channel, you'll know one of my exercises for physio is to bend my elbow. That's a new one, which I do. Mainly when I say I need to bend it here. That's mainly when I say it. But yeah, so with the hospital I go to now, they like me to do physio alongside my Botox, and one of my physios is that. So yeah. So physio again, it wasn't the best, but we tried it, but it didn't really work for me. Again, I think my muscles are very tight, and that's the problem, and that's why physio didn't work for us. That's why physio didn't work for me, us being my parents and everyone, but for me, physio didn't work for me either. Another thing I've tried is orthotics. So I've had, let me just pick it up. This is one of the ones I've had. But over the years, I've had a lot of different orthotics, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the orthotics I've had on my arm, but I'll do a whole separate video on orthotics because I've had some for my leg as well, but today we're talking about my arm. So this was the most recent orthotics orthotics I got given, and it just looks like this. And I'll show you in a minute how I wear it. And it has a metal bar down here and a metal bar in here. So this is the most recent one, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about the other ones I had. So one of the first orthotics I ever had was a whole sleeve that went up to here, and it was bright yellow because I was like 5 years old, and at that time yellow was my favourite colour. So it was bright yellow, and it had straps kind of like this, and you would strap it on my arm like that. And the idea of that was to help straighten out, I believe it was to help straighten out my arm, but I will check with my mum because I was 5, I can't remember. I was probably too busy playing with the toys at the hospital to know exactly what it was for, but I think it was for that. So, but that didn't work very well because I had a lot of rubbing with that, and I remember my parents had to put a lot of talcum powder inside, so like inside this bit, and that really hurt. So I think that didn't work, and I think it was quite hard to get on because my arm was, I think it was like this. At the time, my arm hasn't always been like this, and that's another separate video for another day, but my arm was like that. So that was the first one I had. Then I had, these are ones I can't remember. I think I've had others, but I can't remember. These are ones that distinctly stick out to me. So then I had 2 pink ones that were similar to this in secondary school, and then because pink was my favourite colour, so I moved on to pink. So I got 2 pink. So I had 2 pink ones. Actually, I think I had a purple one as well for a bit that was like, yeah, actually I had a purple one that went, I've got a really itchy face here. I don't know why, that's why I keep touching my face. Sorry if that's annoying you, but I had a purple one that went from here to here. It was like, and again I think it was similar to this, but I can't really remember. And then I had, 2 pink ones that looked like this, and they had a metal bar running down here, and it was like this, and they were very similar. And again, that didn't work, that didn't have a lot of success either. And then I had another one, so as well as my pink one, so I would wear a pink one, like literally that was probably identical to this. I don't think it had the bit where you put your thumb through. I think the thumb bit was, and actually it only had 1 metal bar, and this one has 2. And then I had like a skin coloured like sleeve that went from here to here. And again, that was really hard to put on, but that didn't work either, and it was really hard to put on. And again, that was to help me, I think that was to straighten out my arm. I couldn't think of a word. It was all to do with straightening out my arm, and it was just clear. It wasn't clear, it was like skin coloured, and it was almost like a second skin, and it was so hard to get on because it didn't have a Velcro or any zip, so you had to pull it over my hand. It was a nightmare to get on. So that one wasn't the best because hard to get on. So let me tell you now about my most recent one. So this is my most recent orthotics that we tried probably like, I want to say, was it maybe like 2019? Yeah, it was probably like 2019, so not that long ago. And again, this didn't have, my foot is really annoying me. Now I've got an itchy face. This didn't have a lot of success, so I'm going to show you how it looks on, and then I'll tell you about the metal bars as well. So basically you put it on like this. Well, you try. You put it on like this, and then my chin's I'm really itchy, okay. So you put it on like this, and then your hand, you turn it around like this, and then, well, you try, but I say that. Okay, this is why it was so hard to put on. Okay, so you put it on like this, you take this bit out, you take your Velcro, and obviously you tighten the Velcro like this. So this is to tighten it, so I just need to hold on. Okay. Oh no. Okay, we got it. Okay, then this bit. So then you have a separate bit for where your thumb goes, but it's actually such hard work to put on, and you just put that bit round there like that. And that's kind of like, it's not like that. That's kind of like how you're meant to wear it, and that's how it's meant to look on, and it looks like this up close. But the whole idea is to separate my thumb and my fingers, and also the other idea was so that it would help straighten my hand out. So this is one of the metal bars. I think you can probably see one of them's coming out, so I'll take this one out. And this is how it looks. This is how the metal bar looks. And the metal bar just sits in here, as you just saw, because that's what I just took it out of. And it just sits like this, and it has, so this has a bend in because the people who gave me my orthotics decided to bend it so it would be easier on my arm and it wouldn't hurt my arm as much, because obviously your arm isn't naturally straight, and the idea was I could bend it as my arm moved, but my arm never moved, so I never had to bend it again. So that just goes in there, and then I have another one that runs along here, and I will have to take the glove off to get that one out, because you can't take it off. You can't get the one out unless you take it off. So I'm going to take this off, but this is just how it looks on me, but I'll take this off and I'll show you. So that's one way to do it. Okay, so the other metal bar runs down here, and it's in this bit. It's in this bit here. I don't know if you can see, it's in this pocket. So you just, this one's really hard to get out. So you just kind of like pull it out. Like that. So this is how the other one looks, and again this one just sits here like this, and again this one also, they also bent this one because it's going to go there on your arm. So that's how it would sit on my arm, like this. So yeah, that was, so it just kind of sits on the outside like that. Well, that's how it would sit inside, but obviously that's how it looks. And yeah, this one has a bend in it as well. So my orthotics overall didn't really work for me, but I just wanted to show you my most recent one. But yeah, I'll put that back in later. But it didn't really work for me. So yeah, that was one of the things we tried and didn't have a lot of success with. So another thing I've tried that I've had quite a lot of success with is Botox injections. And Botox injections I had the most success with, and that's the thing that I found has worked the best. So I started having Botox injections around the age of like 11, 12, I'm not sure. And I still have them now. So how they do Botox injections is they inject Botox directly into the muscle. So how they do it now, as I'm older, they get an ultrasound machine and they find the muscle, and then they inject it directly into the muscle. And I found that has really helped and has had the most success because sorry, I had a cough. Because my muscles are overly tight, and that's why I haven't had a lot of success with the orthotics or the physio or the medicine, because my muscles are just too tight. As you saw when I put on my glove, it just doesn't really work. So they kind of tried Botox. Botox was kind of like the last resort. Like, we were like, the doctors were like, we can try it, see if it works. It may not work, but we'll give it a go. It was kind of like, let's do it. So it was kind of like the last resort. And also, the thing about Botox is you don't really know how long it's going to work for. It still works for me now, but I have been having it a long time, and there is a chance that at some point it will stop working. And at first it didn't work. Like when I first had it when I was about 11 and 12, it didn't work, and then they upped the dose or something, I think, and they tried targeting more muscles, and then it worked. But I had to have a few courses of injections for it to eventually work. So we got my arm to this position. Because originally when I first started having Botox, my arm was like up here. And it kept getting stuck in my hair. It was not great. Or was it like... And then they moved it down to here, and then... I think the worry was that my arm wouldn't open, so then they had to open it. And now we've finally got it like this. But it took a long time for my arm to be like this, because I started having it when I was 11, and now I'm going to be 26 on Saturday. So it's been a long journey to get my arm like this. It didn't just happen, and yeah, but Botox is the thing that I've had the most success with, which is why I talk so much about it on my channel, because it's the only thing that's worked for me. I have tried, like I have tried a lot of other things, like I said, like the orthotics, the physio, the medicine, but none of that really had a lot of success, so that's why we've kind of always just stuck with the Botox, because it's just hard trying to figure out what we can try. And the Botox, when I started having it at 11, it was kind of like, okay, we'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, so Botox has probably been the most success with helping relax my arm and relax the muscles in my arm. And yeah, Botox has definitely been the one that has helped the most. So yeah, and also actually, this isn't medical, but I do swimming, and swimming does help relax my arm because of the water and my legs, so that also helps as well. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you did enjoy, please like and comment, and if you want to learn more about my disability and learn more about how I do one-handed tasks, and you might want to see more of me, please consider subscribing. The subscribe button will be below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!